What the file that I ended up adding is actually not a great file because it's not projected. So in this case, I'm interested in lining these images up with past image, and I want to create polygons to show where there's a difference between old pictures and new pictures. So one way I could do this, and I'm not saying it's the right way, but there are a lot of plugins that you can add. So let's just zoom out into this. Okay, so I have all this, but I can't see where it is. So what do I want? What I can do is, instead of going and hunting down some base layer data, I can add one of these plugins, and it's Open Layers plugin or a Google Layers plugin that will automatically give you a layer to work with. So there are a lot of plugins, and it's kind of cool to find out like what is available out there. If you open this up, you're gonna by default you'll get the default repositories, and to get them all you would go into the repositories and add third repositories, go through that. Okay, cool, loads them all up. Now you've got them all in here. If you want, you can scroll all the way down and you can see the ones that are installed already. Alright, that's cool. So to get the Open Layers one, Google will pop up in either the name or the description, and this is the Open Layers plugin that you would use, and it also brings in Yahoo Maps, Bing, and I think OpenStreetMap. Also there's Google Layers, which is a little bit different but same premise. So once you have those installed, you can come in here. What you need to do first, and I should have explained this before, is that your project settings are here. You need to define your coordinate reference system, and if you want things to line up automatically, then use on-the-fly transformation. In this case, we want to use the Google Open Layers, or the Open Layers and the Google Map. So we have to use the Google Mercator. Alright, so you can use this drop down and find it by number or by name, which is pretty cool. Alright, I want that one. As you use CRSs, they will show up here for later use. So I will say, okay, that's what I want. Now I am in Google. Now, since I downloaded my Open Layers plugin, I go over here and I say, I want the satellite layer. Neat. But guess what? It took us somewhere. I don't even know where it took us. Looks like an ocean. Alright, so why does it do that? Well, because we didn't project these. So what happens is we need to, okay, let's change the color of this just so we're making sure that we're doing the right thing. No RTTI data. That's not fun. Hopefully these errors go away once we define the projection. Okay, so you're going to go to Data Management Tools and define the current projection. And we want to do it for event layers. And we are going to use one that I know works, and that is going to be WGS 84 UTM Zone 18N. And I know this works because it is the region where these photos were taken, and I have a good idea, so I know my data. Alright, and we want to do that for this one too. Data Management Tools, Vector, Data Management Tools, and then define current projection, blah poly, and just to show you, now we should be able to use event locations. So we want to use the same CRS as that one. Okay. Now we should be able to fly back into this, and this should all look correct. And and there we go. Alright, pretty cool. So now we want to zoom in here. Alright, so we've got a bunch of points, and I'll just leave that up to you to guess what it's all about. Alright, so another thing that is going to be really helpful is these images that I have. Actually, I have a lot of them, and once I start importing all of them, they're all going to stack up on top of each other, and this black is going to be completely just a pain in the butt. So what you can do is you can go to the properties here, and I know to get rid of the black because I choose the layer and I choose the information tool, and I click on the black and it says 0, 0, 0. Okay, so I want to get rid of that 0, 0, 0. If you click somewhere else, you get a different value. Okay, so we're going to go in the properties, and this is the transparency tab. Okay, we want to, I'm not sure what this value is, but this is add, and then you can go through all these other ones, delete. Alright, so we know that we want to get rid of 0, 0, 0. We want it to be 100% transparent. Say OK. And you can save these styles. Now it just kind of meshes right in with it. It's pretty neat. Okay. When you do this, you can save this style, and then you can apply it across many images if you wanted to. Okay. It keeps reloading the map. If you're going to be working on a particular area for some time, you can turn this render off, and it will stop reloading every time. And I guess I should talk about this down here. This is your coordinates, and we're in Google Mercator coordinates right now because that's what we're using for, obviously, for the backdrop. This scale will tell you the scale you're at. You can also select it and move it or change it manually. Okay, and I've told you this is render. You can turn it on or off. This is your coordinate system status. This is a plugin that I installed. Okay, so there are a lot of different plugins, and I know I went through this really fast, but I think I've kind of at least set you in the right direction. A lot of the other tools that you're probably going to want to use are in Vector, where you can use any of these. You just have to make sure your projections are right, and that your units are correct. In this case, our scale bar is here, and it looks like a good unit. Everything is doing well, and I'll just leave it up to you to find out more about how to use this. And thanks for tuning in.